For most early-stage founders, let's be honest, fundraising feels like a total uphill battle. But what if the entire approach we've been taught is just backward? In this explainer, we are going to completely rethink how to raise your first round and shift from a position of asking to a position of attracting.
Right? This is the core question. What if, instead of just pitching an idea, you could walk into that first meeting already holding all the cards? That's the huge mindset shift we're diving into today.
You know the traditional path, right? You build a polished pitch deck, you craft this compelling story, and you try your best to persuade someone to take a massive risk on you. But that whole approach, it starts from a place of weakness. It puts you in a position where you need their money before you've even proven there's a real business to fund.
So how do we change that dynamic? How do you build some real momentum before the pitch, not hope for it after? Well, that's exactly what we're breaking down next, a clear framework to help you fundraise from a position of actual power.
It really all starts with this major shift in your thinking. See, investors, they hear amazing stories all day long. What they're really hunting for are signals.
And this really shows the core difference. The old way is all about pushing your story, trying to persuade, and basically asking for money. The new way is about proving your value and pulling investors in. It's this fundamental shift from persuasion to attraction.
So what are these signals we're talking about? Well, they're just tangible proof that you're more than just a cool idea on a slide. Every single signal you create reduces the perceived risk in an investor's mind. And here's the magic part. As their risk goes down, your valuation goes up.
And look, these signals don't have to be some massive, impossible milestone. We're talking about achievable things you can do before you even ask for money. A scrappy prototype that actually works, a signed letter of intent. These are concrete pieces of evidence. They prove you're a company in motion, not just an idea waiting for a push.
So how do you go about systematically building these signals? Well, you focus on what we'll call the 3 pillars of leverage.
Let's break this framework down. The 3 pillars are proof of work, protection, and traction. If you can get these right, you fundamentally change the entire fundraising conversation. Okay, first up, proof of work. This is so simple but so powerful. Don't wait for a check to start building. The act of execution itself is a massive signal. It tells investors you're a doer, not just a dreamer, and that builds immediate trust. It makes them feel like they need to be a part of your journey, not start it for you. Now, the second pillar is all about permanence, and I love this quote, "Code is temporary, IP is permanent." Think about it. Your product is going to evolve, it's going to change a million times, but the core invention that makes you unique, that needs to be secured.
And that is where protection, or your intellectual property, comes in. Filing a patent isn't just a bunch of legal paperwork, it's you creating a durable, defensible asset. Most investors won't understand the nuances of your code, but they absolutely understand a moat that can stop competitors cold.
And the third pillar, traction. This one is so often misunderstood. Early on, traction isn't about revenue. It's about proving you're heading in the right direction. Just one happy customer testing your prototype or some amazing feedback from user interviews, that's way more valuable than 1,000 empty signups. It's real-world validation that your solution actually matters to someone.
So when you actually build up these 3 pillars, what happens? The entire fundraising dynamic just flips on its head. You stop asking for a favor and you start presenting a real opportunity. This is the crucial point, right here. With leverage, you're not trying to impress investors anymore. They're actually competing to get in on your deal. You're no longer just a pitch deck. You're a company with momentum. And that is what investors really want to fund. And all this momentum, it leads to more than just a better valuation or a faster close. It unlocks the single most valuable asset a founder can possibly have. The one thing that truly changes everything. Choice. That's it. Having real leverage means you are no longer forced to take the first check that comes your way. You actually get to be selective about who you partner with, and just as importantly, on what terms. And here's what that choice actually looks like in the real world. You get to choose the right partner, not just the one that's available. You get to raise money when it's strategic for the business, not because you're desperate. And maybe most importantly, you gain the incredible power to say no to a bad deal that could compromise your company's entire future. This all leads to the final and I think the most important takeaway. The goal of this entire process isn't just about raising money. It's about securing something far, far more valuable. You're not building a company just to get a check, right? You're building it to bring a vision to life.
Building this kind of leverage ensures you keep the control you need to lead that vision to build a lasting company on your own terms, not on someone else's.
So the next time you think about fundraising, I want you to ask yourself this question. Will you be walking in to pitch an idea or to present an opportunity? The answer to that question will define not just your first round, but the entire future of your company.